Hello, internets. It's Thursday evening. It's time for a podcast. And here we go. Well, you found us on a Thursday evening. Thank you so much for joining us, and welcome to Caching in the Northwest. This is the only podcast dedicated to geocaching in the Great Pacific Northwest. We'll talk about caches and cachers unique to this little corner of the country. So grab your camera and yell, "Action!" It's time to go caching.
That's right, and astute listeners will notice that we are monkeyless this evening, but we understand he's hanging out with a bear. Yes, he's up in Canada where they catch touchdown passes without even knowing they've done it. Hey, thanks everybody for coming and listening to the show. You know, tonight we're going to give you the inside scoop on a new geo tour that you should plan to be at this summer. It's the Filmed in Spokane geo tour, and our guests are live tonight to tell us all about that. They are Lookout Lisa and Kid Vegas 19 from cache-advance.com. So thanks for joining us, guys.
Well, thanks for having us.
Absolutely, thank you.
We are looking forward to another wonderful show. But, as you know, before we get going, why, we need to start glowing.
You know, I am really loving this segment. We call it Glow, or the Geocaching Log of the Week. So whether it's yours or not, maybe you read it while scanning through trying to figure out that tough puzzle, or it happened to be the log right before yours, we want to hear about it. Send an email to feedback@cachingnw.com. You can always call in to 253-693-TFTC or use the voicemail tool on the website and show us how you glow.
That's right. So tonight's contribution is from loyal listener and friend of the podcast, Limax, and he found a cache called The Machine, Beacon of Hope. And his log reads, after my most recent encounter with the machine, I decided that I needed to do a bit more research into it and try and figure out why it has suddenly targeted me. Since, is this Smythe, you think? Or Smith?
Let's go with Smythe.
Let's go with Smythe. It's more entertaining anyway. Since Smythe was its first target, I figured by exploring the place where Smythe first encountered it, I might be able to get into its circuits and see what makes it tick. I retraced Smythe's footsteps and tried to see the whole scene through his eyes. As I looked for the spot that caught Smythe's eye, I came across a great spot for the machine to have hidden. I explored this great spot for a while, but could come up with no trace of the machine there. I could feel the tears start to fill my eyes again. Just as my vision started going blurry, a light went off in my head, and something caught my eye, probably just as it had caught Smythe's. Soon, I found the place that the machine had probably hidden. All it did was leave me with more questions. As I signed the piece of paper I found there, I started thinking back to all the different incarnations that the machine had taken. I did not know what form it would take next, but I knew I had to be ready for it to strike without warning. Dun dun dun.
Wow.
So,
Another great machine series from Limax. Thank you so much for sending us those.
yeah, I'm going to have to go check out that series.
Yeah.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, I know some of them are archived, so you won't be able to get them all.
Mm. Forget it. I'm not doing any of them then. No, that's not true. No, if I'm in the area, I will certainly try to do some.
Yeah.
There's some great caches there. There's some great caches here, and there's some great caches, I'm sure, where all of you are. So, how have you folks been this past week? Have you got out and found any of those wonderful caches or done anything else outdoorsy this summer?
Who, us?
Yeah, you two.
Let's start with you guys. Why not?
Sure.
Well, I was thinking back, what kind of log have I written? And we had, last week, 2 weeks ago, our buddy Scareway threw an event where he showed one of the films that'll be featured in the Geo Tour. And I forgot to log the event that night. And we'd asked him to archive that event. He said, well, not until you log your fine, log your attendance. So I logged the attendance. Well, this is the same guy who built a little desk in the cache cave and outfitted it with a computer, and he calls it the portal because when people come in, they always want to go to geocaching.com, tell their war story, show on the maps. Mm-hmm. And it's worked out great. And so I fired up the portal to make my log entry, and then I said, "Hey, Scareway, great, thanks for the party. The irony is I'm logging this from the portal. It's sort of like a portal party." And I thought that was sort of cute. not like Limax is there, but it was cute.
Careful how you say that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we've been very busy. Mm-hmm. One of the great caches that we have done in the past couple weeks has been at the Tri-City Geocoin Challenge. With the coin set that you earned, you needed the coin set to actually find the bonus coin or bonus cache, mm-hmm. And it's hard to describe. I've heard people say it's just like the Goonies. I don't know. I've never seen the Goonies, but
what?
But yeah, I know.
Yeah, it was inspired by that.
Yeah. And so yes, people had to assemble this coin set correctly and stand at the right coordinates and line it up with landmarks to find the bonus cache. It was awesome.
Yeah. And it worked.
It worked.
So, yeah, it sounds like one of the coolest geocoins and events I've heard of. Mm-hmm. And if you go back to a recent podcast episode here of Caching in the Northwest, we talked to Jen, and she showed us a little sneak peek of that coin even before mm-hmm. the event happened. So really cool. Really well done.
It worked out so well. We couldn't have been happier. It just everything fell into place on mm-hmm. time, and the glitches that always happen were minor. Yeah. So perfect, yeah.
Nice. I know the monkeys were there. The land monkeys were able to make an appearance.
Yes.
I don't know if you heard, my daughter got married on that weekend, so
we did.
I had other pressing matters. So
you need to really think about your priorities.
I know. I won't let it happen next year.
Okay. Well,
congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I almost, picked up and went this past weekend. I knew there were a few coins left. I thought I can squeeze this in pretty quick if I focus on. No, I can't. I've got too much going on here at home. So.
Right. And that's the nice thing about the Tri-Cities Challenge is you can definitely do it in a day. Yeah. I mean, drive there and do it, and from where you and we are. Yeah.
I was going to say from Spokane, yes. Yeah. From, it's 4 hours one way.
Yeah, it's a very, very long day.
You could do it. Yeah.
Yeah, you could, especially if you're like 28.
Exactly. Yeah. And consider yourself indestructible.
Right.
I'm twice as good as that plus some. So.
Yeah. Math in your head. Stop it. Okay. Now, we're not talking about 20-somethings tonight. We're talking about the all-new Geo Tour launching. You know what? It's a week away.
Oh, what? What?
Okay, from the recording, a week, 8 days. From July 15th to the 17th, it's called Filmed in Spokane Geo Tour.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it. It's our second Geo Tour. So the first one will technically be retired as a Geo Tour, the Filmed in Spokane one.
The history one.
The Spokane history.
Yep.
Will technically be retired, although the caches will still be available, and we still have a few more coins.
A few more coins available. Yep.
Yeah, but the Geo Tour designation that Groundspeak gives to you will move to the new one, the Filmed in Spokane. And so we start on Friday, just a week from tomorrow, with our pre-launch party. It's a meet and greet, hot dog sort of thing. And then we're launching 2 night caches, that will publish at sunset on Friday. And those will be the first 2 caches of the Geo Tour.
What's one of them called?
Night Vision Quest.
Because Vision Quest is one of the more famous movies filmed in Spokane.
Yeah.
Nice.
Matthew Modine, Madonna,
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Oh, go ahead.
Movies. Then I'm taking, with my astute observation skills here, is the theme of the Geo Tour. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
That's
All
correct.
Yep.
There's been about 60 different movies
Really?
filmed in the Spokane area.
Going way back to the silent movies. Yes.
Yeah, back to the 1920s even, which one of them will be featured. Actually, it's one of the caches that I hid. It's called The Grub Stake, which was filmed in 1923, I believe, literally just a few miles from our house.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah,
Nice.
Mhm.
yeah. Parts of it were filmed very close. The rest of it was filmed in Priest Lake area. But we won't make you drive up to Priest Lake to do those caches.
But I'm sure there's some fantastic ones up there because that's a really pretty area.
Oh
It
yeah,
is.
yeah.
Yeah,
it is.
absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, so there's really quite a rich film history, and it's something that I've been aware of for some time, and it just really worked really well to launch a brand new Geo Tour with all new caches, and all the caches are hidden at filming locations or have some connection to a movie that was filmed in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
So, as I'm looking now, I just happen to have a list of some of the more famous movies in front of me because I don't know if I can actually name them.
I know.
You had already mentioned Vision Quest.
Yep.
From 1985. Benny and June from
Mhm.
Yeah.
1993.
Johnny Depp.
Endgame, 2006.
Mhm.
The Cutter.
Ooh, we'll talk about the
2005.
cutter.
Chuck Norris. Yeah.
Home of the Brave in 2006.
Yep.
And Z Nation.
Yep.
Now, that's not necessarily a movie. That's actually a TV show.
But
Right.
filmed in Spokane.
It was filmed. Film is kind of an ambiguous
Yeah.
word, so yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
But that's still going on, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
So you have zombies just wandering about your town? On
That
a regular
happens.
basis?
Yes, that
Yeah.
happens.
A
Yep.
couple times a year, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of Spokane natives or Spokaneites have been used as
Extras.
and as extra zombies. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Every couple times a year, my Facebook feed of my local friends has pictures of zombies. Here's what I saw when I went to dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, zombies and dinner.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
go together well.
Yeah.
Hope they were the slow zombies, not
Mhm.
fast zombies.
Yeah.
You hear about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I just lost. There we go. Limax wants to know, are there any Buster Keaton or Charlie Chaplin movies that were filmed in the area?
There wasn't. By proxy, is Benny and
Benny
June.
and June.
Is
Sure.
the closest you come to it. Johnny Depp's character Sam models himself after those characters.
Buster
Okay.
Keaton
Yeah.
especially.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's a scene in a local cafeteria, of course, where if you guys have seen the movie, Limax, if you've seen the movie where he puts forks in the dinner rolls. Well,
The
Buster
rolls.
Keaton did this originally, and then made them dance like feet.
Yeah.
He ripped that off and put it in the film. So yeah, so none that we know of with those two particular real life actors.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, also as part of this, you're doing lab caches, right?
Mhm.
I mean, lab caches have become very popular at mega events and things like this.
Right.
But yours are a little different.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little secret now? Okay, I'll spill it. You got the
Okay.
lab caches for an entire year.
Yes.
Yes.
That was a surprise to us.
Did you
Yeah.
have to pull all of your strings at Geocaching HQ to be able to get this?
Well, no.
Pretty much.
I was going to say not really.
we did pull a few strings, I guess. Mountain bike is on our team, our GeoTour team. As many of you know, he actually commutes from the Spokane area to work at headquarters since he is a lackey. And he's been very helpful
Mhm.
working with us, doing some mapping for us as well for the GeoTour.
Yeah.
And as being a lackey, he's able to offer us lab caches, and lab caches can last a year.
Yeah, lab caches can last a year,
Mm-hmm.
and I believe they have. I've heard of it as an account that they, all the lackeys have lab caches that they can use, and so Mountain Bike is sponsoring this set of lab caches, and And it's just our good fortune. We'll probably be one of the first to actually use them up for the full allotted year. And
First that I've heard of.
yeah, and
Mhm.
mountain bike is also doing the Z Nation hike.
Yes.
Is he?
Yes.
Yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was a cache
Yep.
that he chose to
He
do.
chose to do that one. He loves
Yeah.
that show.
Yeah. So the lab caches, how we have this set up, as I mentioned Friday night, the first two caches, the night caches, were published as part of the Geo Tour. And then Saturday morning at 9:30, all of the rest of the actual geocaches will publish in the Geo Tour. So another 28. There's 30 in total. And, well, technically 27. We're actually repurposing Doctor Who, the geocache, in front of our store. It's going to be renamed and reworked, and it'll be a new cache way to do it, but it's the original cache.
But we need
As
the
part of the
coordinates
tour.
because that's your ending spot to come in and get your coin.
Right.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And
Just
then
add an M. Make it Dr. Whom.
Dr. Who. Oh, that's a great idea. That's hilarious.
Much more,
Yeah.
much
Yeah.
more phonetically correct.
Right. And then Sunday, we're actually showing Benny and June at the Garland Theater. We
Oh,
received.
I love the Garland Theater.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. We rented the Garland. We
Nice.
rented the entire Garland Theater. And we received permission from the studio that produced Benny and June to show it there. Had to pay them a little bit, of course, to do all of that, too.
Very little.
Yeah,
Really.
it really was.
Yeah.
It's reasonable. And then following the movie, the lab caches will publish, and they all have to do with Benny and June.
The filming locations.
Yeah, because it was filmed
Yeah.
entirely in the Spokane
And-
area.
And there's 9 of them so far that are the actual locations, except for their house that they lived in, which is going to have a real cache there, and which is great because it's by our local gadget cachers, the 3 Dachshunds. They make awesome caches, and this one is going to be awesome. So yeah.
They're the ones that actually created the TARDIS for our Doctor Who.
Oh, wow.
The outside box, the TARDIS box for that cache. They created another cache just in front of the Benny and June home.
Yep.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Does it also involve a door? No, don't tell me.
It has doorknobs.
It has a door. It does.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. So, can you tell us a little bit about the Spokane area and, what is there to do, say, if your significant other doesn't geocache?
Yeah.
Lots to do.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say there's a lot of shopping, actually, in the Spokane area. We've got a couple of different malls, Cabela's, lots of specialty shops, wineries, distilleries, and we also have the Ale Trail, which is like a geo tour, but it's beer related.
So you need the passport and whatnot.
You get a passport and you get stamps at all the different breweries, and you get to taste all the different beers if you'd like.
And then downtown we have Riverfront Park. Has all sorts of different attractions to it. We have a gondola that goes down under a bridge across the river. The river is going to be pretty good at that time of the year.
Yeah.
And then other parks within the town, and a lot of historical parks, buildings, things of that nature to do in Spokane. If the significant other loves to bicycle, we have the Centennial Trail, which goes on forever.
Yeah.
It's like 100 miles, that's the Centennial.
Yeah, it's about, yeah. So, yeah, there is plenty to do if they bring their kayaks. We got a river, some lakes, lots of lakes around here.
Absolutely. Museums.
And
Yeah.
then depending on why people like Spokane, the people that like Spokane, me, for example, which direction do you go? You're in a different landscape.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the mountains. You go the other direction, you got the farmlands. You go the other direction, you got the scab lands. The desert. It's just it's just fascinating to live in this area. I think
Something for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. I've visited several times. Have family in the area. My daughter went to college in the area, so I can attest. There's a lot to do in Spokane, and Riverfront Park is a really great one. We spent a lot of time there. It was the home of 1974
Yep.
World's Fair, the Expo
Yep,
74.
Expo 74.
And
I
there's
was there.
Oh, hey. And there's a fantastic carousel there that you can grab the
Yes.
brass ring,
Yep.
and then you can go outside and feed trash to a goat.
Yep.
Yes.
That's exactly right. And last year's Geo
Why would you want to
Tour-
go anywhere else but Spokane?
Hello.
I know.
Yeah.
So last year's Geo Tour, the Spokane History Geo Tour, our event was actually at Riverfront Park. Our passport was a replica of a ticket to gain entry into Expo.
Yeah.
And so we played off that quite a bit.
Nice.
This year is, I don't think ironic's the correct word, but July 8th is a ceremonial groundbreaking event at Riverfront Park. It's being reconfigured over the next 3 years.
Nice.
Yes.
Wow.
And so the carousel itself is going to be dismantled for up to a year while they build a new building to cover the carousel.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm sort of excited for when they're done. The final phase will be done in 2019, and this could be exciting.
Yeah.
42 years the park has been in its current configuration, so bonds were passed, taxes were paid, whaling and gnashing of teeth, and now
Yeah.
Yeah, so there will be some construction in the area starting just this next week, but we're kind of avoiding that area. We're actually we
it's
moved
a
our
small part, yeah.
Yeah, we moved our kickoff to Green Acres Park, which is out in the valley, closer to our store.
Well, I
Yeah.
know Green Acres is the place to be.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's another reason we picked it. It is the place to be.
All right. Well, I know I love Spokane, so I'm looking forward to coming over, and I'll definitely make plans to come over in a few years and see all the renovations.
Yeah.
Great. Love to
Yeah.
have you.
So
Okay.
while those other people are doing all those other things in Spokane, in and around Spokane, the people that are coming for this magnificent event that you're planning, is there anything they need to do to plan in advance, to bring, should they plan to stay overnight? Do they need any special equipment, Spokane language translation or anything? No.
Spokane Vegas.
Yeah.
Definitely a flashlight would be helpful for the 2-night caches. A strong flashlight.
Sunspot 2000, I recommend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't think any of the caches require any special equipment that I'm aware of.
No, we planned it that way because unlike last year's tour, you only needed a certain percentage of them, a points-based system. This year's tour, you need all of them. Okay, and we wanted as much as possible to make it doable in a day. So the vast majority of them are concentrated within Spokane. But we have an outlier in Medical Lake. We have an outlier up in Newman Lake.
9 Mile.
Yeah, 9 miles a puzzle. So that's where the question mark is. So
might be 2 miles
within
closer.
2 miles, so 7 mile.
mile.
Yeah. And so so you got that to consider. If you're like us, yeah, you better rent a room. But if you are
we cache.
if you are organized, you can easily do this in a day. Yeah.
Want to grab the map?
Remember, hold it upside down.
Right. I don't know how well this will translate, but these are the general caches locations in the Spokane.
And this is 100% improvement over the map we had for last year's.
I'm taking it you didn't have a map for last year.
We didn't have a map last year. We didn't have mountain bike last year, so.
Yeah. And so that was a lesson learned from last year. At least have a representative map. It doesn't have to be accurate.
Yeah.
But so people can say, oh, here's this outlier. Let's start out there and do this loop, or let's start within the city center and fan out.
Just give a visualization. Yeah. And last year's Geo Tour, we received a grant from the hotel organizations, the tourism promotion area, which was all about heads and beds. So we made the the tour to take at least 2 days. So folks would need to hopefully, stay in a hotel and stay overnight and take 2 days doing it. This year we didn't have that requirement since we're self-funded. We're doing this on our own. So we brought the caches back a little closer into the core along the I-90 corridor. And although nobody's actually sat down and tried to do all of the caches in a day, we're pretty sure they're going to be doing it in a day.
Sure.
But it doesn't look like that huge an area there from my familiarity with the area and stuff.
Yeah.
And remind me again how many caches there are to find to complete the event?
30.
30 total.
Okay.
Yeah, and then lab caches will be additional on top of that.
Okay.
But that will be the Sundays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't have to do the lab caches to do the coin.
To earn the coin, right?
Yeah, they're just for the pure, you got a lab cache.
And you got to see where she used to live.
Yeah, I actually lived in one of the locations.
Yep.
You used to live in a lab cache?
Yes.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
All makes sense now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So guess what that code word is?
Oh.
I'm not going there. Okay. You can't sucker me in that easily.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the event, we talked about the area, but now on the map you showed, there were several types of caches. You had mentioned, of course, lab caches, puzzle caches. What other type of caches are there?
We got a couple of multis.
Looks like 4.
Basically, the multis are because where we really wanted to be violated the 525-foot rule. So it's more of an offset. So the multi-caches are generally a 2-step shuffle. You know, from here to there. And you're still
not too far.
Yeah. The puzzle caches are not hard on purpose.
2 of them are the night caches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, a load of regulars. And some events.
A letterbox hybrid.
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
That's a really nice spread of different type of caches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That covers quite a bit. Could somebody plan to maybe complete the Spokane History Geo Tour concurrently while they're doing this event as well?
Well, we certainly hope so. We're going to effort to create a bookmark list or some other method of being able to download a GPX of the existing Spokane History Geo Tour, because excuse me, the designation is going to go away. However, we named all of those caches with a prefix, SHGT, Spokane History Geo Tour. So you could filter them that way if you wish. As long, it's same with this year's, which is FINS :
Filmed in Spokane.
Right.
Yeah.
But yes, we're going to try to make every effort to make it easy for people to get those coordinates and complete both on the same weekend if you wish.
It would be a long weekend, though, because it really does take a day and a half to 2 days to do our history tour, and then a good day to do the new tour as well.
But on the other hand, we have people who have partially completed the history tour.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're going to come back and finish that up and do. Yep.
Oh, yeah. And 3 Hams and a Rose in the Q&A says that the coin for the Spokane History Geo Tour is still the best one in his collection.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
Yes.
it was a beautiful coin.
Yeah.
It's a Chris Mackey design as well.
And
And we still have over 50 coins left.
That was my next question. Okay, so there are still coins from the history tour available.
Absolutely. Yeah, and we'll keep giving those out until they're gone.
Until they're gone, yep.
Yeah, a few of the caches may be archived or come off of the tour in the next week or so. So they'll become free spaces on the passport. So
Free spaces meaning you earn the points.
Yeah, free points.
Without all the trouble of actually finding them.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, you talked about last year's coin, and apparently it's one of the best. What do you know about this year's coin? Or coins?
Coins. We have 2 of them,
Yes, we do.
Why
Do you have
don't
a
you
sample?
Yeah, why don't you talk about them a little bit.
Okay, so what we did for this year, there is a coin that cachers that complete the Geo Tour find all of the caches. They earn a free coin.
We don't have that.
And we don't have a sample to show you of that one, and it's still kind of a bit of a secret what the design looks like. Although we can say that Chris Mackey, again, is our designer with both of the coins. The other coin is for sale. Anybody can purchase it, and we're using that as a fundraiser to help offset all of the costs. Just buying a Geo Tour costs a couple $1,000s. And then you have all the other costs as well. So here is a miniature version of the coin that's for sale.
Nice.
So we're calling this the marquee coin,
Mm-hmm.
and you can't see it, but this is actually based off the marquee at the Garland Theater.
Yeah.
And so down the side, it says filmed in.
Better say Spokane on the other
Spokane,
side.
Spokane,
and then Geo Tour.
Mhm.
The back side says explore Spokane geocache.
Oh,
And
very
so-
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the very bottom of it, on the front side, says now
Now
playing
Mhm.
for the marquee, which would be where the movies would go.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the flip side is where
Tracking number.
tracking at geocaching.com and the tracking number.
Nice.
So
And this is a miniature version. The actual coin is going to be much larger than this.
Oh,
Yep.
okay, even better.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It is 70 millimeters from stem to stern. I forget which one.
Top to bottom.
Starboard to.
Stem to stern.
Okay.
Yeah. Top to bottom.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're excited about that coin. It has some glow features to it, so
Yeah.
it'll wake you up at night and
And
scare
glow in
you,
the dark. Yeah.
like this does.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. And then the projector coin.
You
is-
talk about that?
Well,
The one you earn.
the one you earn, we call it the projector coin.
Mm-hmm.
It has a projector on one side. The other side has Snow Dancer, which
Mhm.
you'll have to earn to figure out what that means. And it also has a secret code you will need to decipher to get a bonus cache.
Ah,
Ooh,
Yep.
bonus cash.
Bonus cache,
Mhm.
yep.
Nice.
So 31.
Yeah, technically 31.
Well, you don't
Yeah.
need to get to 31st
Yeah.
to get the
Yeah.
coin. You need the
Nice.
coin to get to 31st.
Right.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. So we do encourage anyone that's coming to do the tour to purchase the coin, and it'll be available on the website as well. It's going to be a really pretty coin based
Mhm.
on the marquee for the historic
Mhm.
Garland Theater.
yeah, not Garland. That's a historic theater in the area.
Yeah.
It's really fun. I've spent some time there with my. I found a picture online of the actual.
There it is.
There you go.
go.
So if you're
Yep.
watching the video podcast, you can see
Mhm.
how similar that coin is to the marquee out front of the Garland. It's really, really a fun place.
Yeah.
And
So-
then the other, thanks for showing that picture.
Yeah.
The one of the Benny and Geo or lab cache stops is about 180 feet away from there.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yep.
wow. Nice.
Exactly.
Limax says in the Q&A he's going to need to get one of those coins. His father probably remembers that marquee.
Oh, cool. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I would not doubt it. It's been around
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the theater's been renovated a couple times now. It has the big seats and the
Comfy
it's, yeah,
seats. Yeah. It has a wine bar.
wine bar.
Yeah.
Who wants to go there?
Yeah. It's really quite nice. Yeah, they were pretty funny. They wanted to know if we wanted to have the bar open for our showing. I said, it's 10 o'clock on a Sunday morning. I don't.
Yeah, so do you want it?
Yeah. But again, we are cashers. Maybe we do. I don't know.
You know, depending on the movie, the wine bar becomes more important. You know, just
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, it's true.
Oh, what happened to the old days of sticky floors and uncomfortable seats?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
yeah, and then in our research, I'll recommend to our fans and our family out there, if you like action and bad acting, you need to seek out The Cutter
Oh yeah.
with Chuck Norris. It is a movie. I just vaguely remember when he was here in 2004 or 5 filming it, and you know, it would be in the papers every once in a while. But this movie, Spokane, plays Spokane.
Yeah.
And yeah. And so they show a building that we recognize, and it's the Spokane Police Department. And then about 45 minutes later, they show the same building, and now it's FBI headquarters.
It was upgraded.
Of course, in Spokane, you have to have the FBI headquarters.
Oh, and not just any run-of-the-mill FBI. These guys are the high-tech. I mean, this is the one this is the assignment you aspire to, is being Spokane. You got all this high-tech stuff to.
Yeah.
And
it was fun to watch.
It was fun to watch. You know, if you love Spokane, you love action, love bad acting, this is the one to watch. And the storyline was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
And but we had loads of fun watching it. They had to go talk to a professor about something, so they go to the University of Spokane.
Yeah.
And so yeah, we were thinking, well, maybe we should hide a cache at Spokane Community College. That would be about the closest.
The university itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is pretty fun.
Nice.
Did they do anything at the Milk Bottle restaurant? That's the important one.
Not in that movie.
Not that movie.
Okay.
No.
Just about every other movie.
Yep.
We go there after we see a movie at the Garland. We go down to have a milkshake. But you know.
Yep.
And
It's just a block away.
that's the funny thing about Benny and June. The cafe and the Milk Bottle are attached physically, but they're separate entities.
Yeah, yeah.
But the movie made them one entity.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so Ferguson's is actually the name of the cafe, and it's been around forever, a long time, and the businesses tend to come and go in the Milk Bottle.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But yeah, the Milk Bottle is what we remember from the movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, you two, if people were interested in coming and finding out more about the Filmed in Spokane Geo Tour, where could they go?
You'd want to go to SpokaneGeotour.com. You can also find the same information if you go to our main website, cache-advance.com, and look for Spokane Geo Tour. Currently, it talks about the new Geo Tour coming on, but of course the current one is still the Spokane History Geo Tour. And at geocaching.com on Friday night, it'll roll over, so the Geo Tour page at geocaching.com will become the new Filmed in Spokane Geo Tour.
Okay.
So that'll be Friday the 15th.
Right,
Yeah.
Friday the 15th and early morning Saturday. So it's kind of a switching over from one tour to the next.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then just before we go, I just want to say, we're the face of the tour, but no way could we do this without the committee, the team members. Man, we have a ton of people that have worked and efforted to get this done.
Tirelessly.
We're just sort of sitting back directing traffic. You do this. And,
Yeah.
oh, by the way, we're extremely busy. We're on the podcast tonight, so. Thanks, crew.
Yeah, we have a fantastic team.
Yeah, the teams are important, but they've got to have somebody directing traffic too, so that's also important. So you mentioned the date is Friday the 15th. That's just a week from tomorrow, and it runs all weekend, right? 3 days?
Yep.
For people coming? Now, if somebody is busy the next weekend, I don't know, maybe they've got a daughter getting married, or there's some gadget thing going in Vancouver. I don't know.
House sales or something.
Could they possibly earn that geocoin at a later date?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely, yeah.
We're minting 250 of them. We're probably going to be giving away about 50 of them to our teams and as thank yous to the businesses that are putting up with us. I do not see an immediate run of all 200 going this weekend.
No, yeah.
And if it does, we'll order more.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Now for this one, we definitely will order more.
Wonderful.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Lisa and JD, thank you so much for sharing all this great information with us tonight. Now,
thanks
if
for
our
having us
listeners
on.
wanted to find out more about Cash Advance, where can they go?
Well, again, our main website, cash-advance.com. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/cashadvance. Of course, Twitter @cashadvance, and Pinterest and Instagram and Google Plus. We've got a pretty active social media, even YouTube. I forgot about YouTube too. So just put in Cash Advance. Of course, it's the geocache, not the money, Cash Advance. And we'll pop up.
Great. Thanks.
And our
again.
store. Goodness. And our store,
yeah.
too.
You got a physical store right there in Spokane.
We do, at the Cache Cave.
Do we have an address?
Yeah, it's 14109 East Sprague Avenue. We're Sprague and Evergreen, right off the freeway. Easy to get to. Great parking, air conditioning, nice location.
And is it the final geocache in the tour that will lead you right there, right outside your door?
Yep. Yep.
Good deal.
Yep. The Doctor Who cache.
That's right.
It's a great location. Played board games there over Thanksgiving weekend last year, as I recall.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. We love the new store. Yeah.
Yes. Excellent.
Nice. Well, again, thank you. Wits End, if people wanted to find you on the internet, where could they look?
Well, if they want to find me, I'm Wits End on most social media platforms, and start off at witsend.us blogspot. If you want to find far more interesting things, go over to Cash Advance. Check out their stuff.
Oh.
And you, sir?
Well,
our illustrious host?
Just like Cash Advance, just like Wits End, look for Caching NW. That's on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, even .coms. You can go there, find the Caching NWs.
Excellent.
All right.
Okay, until Land Monkeys were severely disappointed he was on assignment.
Yes.
Yeah. Darn it.
Of course, we just did see them a week ago, so it's all good.
Yeah.
We are a monkey-free podcast tonight. The Q&A mentions that Guy Monkey and I Ham are out celebrating an anniversary, so congrats to them.
Oh, congrats to them.
Yes.
Wow.
I retract my statement. I'm no longer disappointed.
Well, that's Guy Monkey and I Ham. And congrats to the rest of you out there in the Twitter, in the universe, the World Wide Webs, for listening to this here very episode of Caching in the Northwest. Did you know you can be part of the show? Give us a call, 253-693-TFTC. Leave us a comment. Ask us a question. Pledge some money towards the 5K fun run anytime, day or night. And, of course, you can email us at feedback@cachingNW.com. And did you know your support helps to keep quality shows coming? If you like this show, why don't you head on over to cachingNW.com and click on that Patreon link. This here very show is licensed under a Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license, copyright 2016 by Chris Umfenauer.
Thanks, folks, for listening. Don't forget to stay for
The After Show.
I think that means you're committed to stay for the after show.
I like it.
That's nice.
Okay, we're officially done with the recording, but this is the time we take and answer some questions and comments from the Q&A that we weren't able to get to. Like Three Hams, who I do not like at this moment, he says, next year you might miss the Tri-Cities GeoCoin event again if your newly married daughter is giving birth.
Ah.
Oh!
That cannot happen. No.
No?
In time.
Why not, Grandpa? Why not, Grandpa? Why not, Grandpa?
I'm far too young and good looking. Look at me. Three Hams also says Spokane has loads of letterbox hybrids and virtuals.
Yes. We do. We do.
We actually have loads of actual letterboxes.
Yeah.
Yeah, one is right next to one of my regular caches in Finch Arboretum, and they're constantly they're within feet.
Yeah.
And so I'm getting logs of how deteriorated my cache is. Oh, time to go fix it. We go fix it. It's pristine. It's one I bought from her before we even knew each other.
Yeah.
And we walk over and find this letterbox, and it's just dripping
shreds.
plastic.
Yeah.
So I took a Sharpie and wrote on the lid, the cache is, and I arrow that way.
This is not the geocache
Yeah.
you were
This is
seeking.
not the geocache
Yeah,
you're looking
Yeah,
for.
there's a bunch of letterboxes, real ones here. Yep.
Yeah.
Now, Lisa,
Original.
we didn't get to mention that you are hosting a challenge now, a monthly geocaching challenge.
Mhm.
I know last month was to find a letterbox hybrid. That's what brings this whole thing up.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
So-
been a lot of fun. It's a new partnership with Joshua, the vlogger. He brought us the idea a couple of months back. And he and I have talked over the years, actually. It was interesting. I was looking back on our email history. It goes back years, trying to figure out how we can work together. And we finally hit on something that made sense to both of us. And so the current Geo Challenge, and that's hashtag Geo Challenge, is to take a Muggle geocaching.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
We all need more muggles.
Yeah.
Right. Well, turn them into geocachers, and there's fewer Muggles.
That's okay.
Yeah, we were all Muggles at one time. It's
Exactly.
scary, but we were all a Muggle at once. Yeah,
I can't believe it.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Before 2000, we were all muggles.
Right? We were the slow-moving or the fast-moving Muggles?
Yeah. I was a fast-moving Muggle.
Yeah,
Then.
yeah,
But
And
now I would be a slow-moving one.
yeah.
But it's funny. I got to thinking about that. Take a Muggle geocaching. Well, I started in 2007, and literally the first cache I found was I didn't know how to operate my GPS. I'm just watching the coordinates, the feet to go, count down to 0. Right? Oh, it must be here. I look down and I'm standing on it. I said, "Well, this game's easy."
Has that happened since?
One other time,
Oh,
it happened,
Once.
and same deal, and it was a blue Garmin E-Trex
mm-hmm.
that I was using back then.
Mhm.
Well, we're at an event, local event, and I'm talking with our local people, and both these caches happen to be by Mountain Goat 50. So I'm telling him, this exact story I just told you. He says, "Oh, I remember those. Those were long ago." He says, "I hid those with my blue Garmin E-Trex."
Same offset.
Exactly. And so, but in the fall of that year, I my friend Scareway I mentioned in the podcast here, it was Halloween. Scareway Halloween, that's his thing, and he lives in Airway Heights, so it becomes Scareway Frights when Halloween, and so I take him and his family out to find the nearest one, and he thought it was okay. And then about 6 months later, he just took off. Boom! And I've created this monster.
Yeah.
So yeah, careful of which Muggle you take caching, because
Limax says he took a muggle caching on his birthday back in March. It happened to be his sister.
Oh, okay.
Good for him. Yeah. I think we've both taken our sisters caching.
Yeah, our
Both of
sister
yours.
came up with our current call.
Mm-hmm. Dingoes.
Yeah, the call you make when you make the find, but you don't want to arouse the suspicion of Muggles around you, so we say dingoes, because Muggles say, "Oh, dingoes," and they walk off, right? But it came about. We were with my sister in Minnesota and southern part of Minnesota, northern part of Iowa, and we're caching, and she accidentally found one, and she says, "Dingoes ate my baby."
Maybe the dingoes ate your baby.
Yeah, so we shortened it up, and it stuck with us, so that's our call.
Yeah.
Well, I once took a Muggle caching, and he got the bug as well. So if you get down Central California coast and see anything by Gutek,
It's your fault, huh?
it's
Okay.
my fault. Yeah, I took him out, and I went back, but he was a friend of my uncle that I was visiting, And I went back a year or two later, and he says, "Oh, Larry wants to take you out." So he put me in his car and drove me all over and showed me all the stuff he'd hit and all the awards. Yeah, I think he's probably hidden, 10 times as many caches as he found. He likes building and hiding fun caches. And there's some well done stuff down there. Yeah. So I don't take credit for the quality of the excellent caches he's done, but I did introduce him to caching.
Well, that's fantastic. That's nice if he's, I like the word building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
not
cool.
Just throwing stuff away. Yeah.
What's fun though is you should take a muggle who's been in the military geocaching.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because I did that once and had the Garmin CSX 60, right? And he looks at this and he says, "Oh, that's exactly like," and he names off something that he has in the reserves, and he'd been in the military. And so yeah, I said, "Well, this one's pretty accurate. I mean, most times without any cloud, you can get like a 9-foot circle." Mm-hmm. And he looks at me and says, "Oh, the ones we use, where it says you're at.
Yeah.
Yep.
To inches.
Yep.
Yeah. Government funding.
We're not allowed to have that kind of accuracy.
No.
Yeah.
Several years ago, Wits End took another muggle geocaching, and he started a podcast.
Yeah, he did.
Oh.
Is that Jay?
No, it's me.
That's
you.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
So.
Wow.
Yeah. I was apparently Cacher Zero for our local group or something. Or
Cacher Zero. Like Patient Zero?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, speaking of GPSs and whatnot, Lisa's got the goods on a brand new one.
Yes.
This has some possibilities to it. This is
the Garmin 700 750T.
Mm-hmm.
It's wireless Bluetooth, Wi-Fi enabled as well, and it connects to your phone. There's an app for it called Garmin Connect, either iPhone or Android. I don't know about Windows Phone. Haven't heard about that yet. And it works much like the app. So wherever you are, you just hit refresh, and it brings in all of the caches to your Garmin, and you can log from it as well and find them.
The main feature is now you have the accuracy of a GPS unit with the speed and download of your phone.
Connectivity of a phone.
Yeah.
So it will pull. This is one thing we talked about it on Geo Gearheads last week, but they hadn't released yet.
Yeah.
And we were skeptical because I have a Garmin 600 here behind me, and it had wireless connection to the phone as well through Basecamp. But you can send over one cache at a time.
Oh, okay.
Well, you can quit being skeptical.
It works great.
Yeah. Because not only that, you can then scroll to a different part of the area, different part of the country, poke a pan, and say refresh there, and it pulls those up.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
So it talks to the phone and pulls the stuff over.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. We were given exclusive along with Space Coast geocaching store. They had a few, and we had about 20 actually, and we sold all but 2 of the 700s at Woodstock. They're not available anywhere else in the world. They actually specially flew them in from the warehouse or the factory in Taiwan just for our event at Woodstock.
It's funny, there is a forum going on in geocaching.com that somebody says, well, GPS store must have some because my friend has one, and they're saying, well, he probably bought it from us or from Space.
Space Coast brand. We're the only ones in the world that have them, unless they're beta testing.
Right.
Beta testers might have some as well, but they'll be available in stores in about another 2 weeks.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to start pre-sales. If people want to buy one, we'll get them in for them right away. When the rest of them are available.
This one is super exciting. The last time I was excited about GPS was the Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
That sucked. I'm hoping the outcome comes out better.
So tell me what you really think, JD. Don't go back.
Yeah.
I'm at Woodstock, and this guy comes up, and he's looking at this GPS, and said, "Hey, you interested in a new GPS?" He says, "No, I've got my," and he pulls out a stinking Colorado. I said, "Really? That still works? If it ever worked."
I did love the Colorado.
And
the
he
accuracy
says,
was horrible.
Yeah, he used it. He figured out, the little wheel on the top kept
Mhm.
popping off. He figured out why that was and which ring he needed to keep it on. And I said, well, if you ever want to upgrade, this is probably the one you want to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We sold out of the 750Ts by about 1 o'clock, 1:30.
And what was the difference between the two, the 700 and the
50?
750? Yeah.
Yeah, the 50T. Well, it had topo maps and a camera. Otherwise, that's it. The 700 has no camera.
The 700 doesn't have a camera?
Yeah, no camera and no topo maps installed.
Right.
The 750s were not available. They only made the two.
Oh, that's okay. Gotcha. I was going to say there were two with cameras.
Yeah, the 750 has a camera. 750T has the camera and topo.
That's it. That was the difference. Okay.
Yeah. So I bought one for myself. We used it as a demo unit all day, and then we actually were able to go caching with it.
So
I logged Woodstock with it when I got there. Yeah. So I think I was one of the first people to log it because we obviously got there early to set up as vendors, and then played with it throughout the day. Personally, I found the workflow to be a little bit awkward. Seeking caches, navigating to, getting information about, logging and moving to the next one. The actual workflow to me seemed a little awkward, but I'm used to using a DeLorme, so it's a different.
Well, on the other hand, too, like any electronic device nowadays coming, the box contained a quick start guide, which is put your batteries in, you press this button, see you later.
Yeah.
If you want more information, go to the website.
Yeah, which
and
we
at
never
the time
did.
we didn't have a chance to go to the website, so she's operating this thing blind and by feel.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure if I was 20 years old, it would have been
make
super
perfect
easy
sense,
to use.
yes.
Yeah, but being 50, I want buttons to push. Yeah, and it's also a very, very sensitive touch screen. So I think I also need to dial that back a little bit. I know there's a setting I can change. So if I just look at it sternly, it assumes I'm touching it.
I'll tell you this though, the 30 seconds I was allowed to hold it, I really liked it.
Yeah.
I see you're still not allowed to hold it, JD.
Yeah.
No. Oh, no.
I know on my 600, if it gets wet, it's fine. It won't get damaged, but that water will create phantom touches on the screen.
Oh, sure. I can imagine that. Yeah.
So I'm sure the 700, 750 similar. Bryling in the chat wants to know, Oregon 700, any chance any chance of a cash advance sale on it? Like 50% off.
Oh, I wish.
Well, if I was running this store,
that's his line, 50% off. No, I think he tweeted that earlier too, and I was going to respond to that. We don't get much margin on these at all, honestly. Garmin doesn't give us much margin, and we are held by contract to their prices right now. So we can't offer anything below their listed prices.
So I think what we had to do at Woodstock was sell at a regular price and in lieu of a discount, give them certain amounts of dollars of other merchandise.
Sure.
Yeah.
You did?
Oh, yeah. Often.
Uh-oh.
I told you all about it.
Yeah.
Limax wants to know, does it come with the belt clip that's on there, the carabiner?
Yes, it does. This one does come with this. And the other difference too, there's a clip and a carabiner.
And a carabiner, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, flinging it around.
Yeah.
And the 750T also came with rechargeable batteries, with a power pack that you can plug into the wall, where the 700 did not.
So and that power, the rechargeable batteries were configured in such a way that they were stuck together. They weren't two separate batteries.
No,
it's
a
one battery pack.
Yeah.
But you could also use two regular AA batteries, and they had power in them. So you're literally able to go caching out of the box with it.
Nice. Are there any preloaded caches?
No,
Oh.
Okay.
not that I was aware of. I didn't notice any. Certainly not around the Denver area.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I connected it to my my profile, geocaching.com profile, it was just a tap of a button and bloop, all the caches were there.
Wow. That was over Wi-Fi or across your phone?
Bluetooth.
Across the phone.
With the phone.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you could do a Wi-Fi. It makes a little hotspot. Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
B Pendragon says Garmin Connect for Windows 10 and Windows Phone is questionable, but it's there. I use it on Android with my Forerunner, and it's great, but bad on my laptop, he says.
Okay, good to know.
There you go.
Okay. We were unsure what the connectivity was. We had a question about that at Woodstock. We didn't know.
Wet Coaster says Benny and June.
Yeah.
I was tempted to walk out on that movie.
Why?
I saw it on an airplane, and I was still tempted to walk out on it.
Oh, no! You don't like Johnny Depp or Mary Stuart Masterson?
Apparently not.
Okay.
Sorry, Wet Coaster. So,
It will be better at the Garmin.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You
Yeah,
have to
imagine
be in
watching it with-
Spokane.
Even without the wine bar.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's the first time I've heard of that. I've heard, oh, that's my favorite movie, and from people who don't live here.
Right.
But yeah, oh,
Yeah. Actually, our event has gone viral on Facebook. We have over 1,000 people that are interested in coming to it.
Wow, impressive.
Yeah, we had to put ticket sales on Eventbrite.
Mm-hmm.
We had originally intended this to be free to geocachers. So, it's like a regular geocaching event. You show up, you come in, you sit down, you watch a movie.
Like any other geocaching event.
Well, yeah, you come in and show up and sit down, whatever. Yeah, this one just happens to be a movie. But I put it on Facebook as a Facebook event for our GeoTour page, and it literally went viral. It's thousands, tens of thousands of people have viewed it and said that they're kind of interested in going. So we started ticket sales. So Muggles pay $6 to come in. It's free to geocachers if they use the code, or if they'd like to help support our efforts, we encourage them to buy a $6 ticket too.
Now, how many people can the Garland seat?
523.
That's pretty specific. Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
So if
528.
you have over 1,000 people, would you consider showing it twice?
No.
We would have to have like 1,000 people now.
Yeah.
And then the Garland would probably say, well,
We can no longer hear you. You may have hit the mute button on your microphone. No. All quiet on the Western Front there.
We could talk for them.
Yes.
We could make up make up words like a comedy show. Lisa
Okay,
says,
I'll speak for Lisa. You speak for JD.
Well, maybe you're plugging in down there. What did you do, Lisa?
Well, I didn't do anything. I was talking.
Sure. Yeah, that's right.
No.
This is
Sorry. Well, Lisa and JD, thank you for joining us. And we will catch you, hopefully, in Spokane on a Geo Tour. Well, that's a shame. Wet Coaster said, it was just a movie I didn't like. But he wanted to walk off a plane because of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, on that bombshell.
Yeah, we can't say that anymore.
Oh.
No. I don't know if you've seen the new Top Gear.
A little bit.
Uh-oh. I think I hear something.
Hey, we're back.
Hey, you're back.
That was weird. What happened?
it was me.
I don't know. I'm all the way over here.
Yeah, okay.
But you can blame me. That's okay.
Sure.
No, it was me.
I blame Land Monkey.
I think he was, I don't know, move the mic or
Fidgeting.
something. And Fidgeting. Yeah.
I blame Land Monkey.
Yeah, blame Land Monkey. Blame the bear maker.
Right.
There you go.
So we would love to do another showing, if we could, down the road of the show Benny and June. Currently, we have almost 200 tickets sold.
Oh, impressive. And that's not including geocachers, correct? Or do they go through the Eventbrite as well? Just so you
They
can get
go
a
through
count?
Eventbrite, yeah, but with a coupon code, you get a free.
Sure.
Yeah, and that's just how we can make sure we have enough seats for everybody.
Exactly.
We were really concerned that we were going to have a crowd of 2,000 people and only, room for 500. So, and I expect we're going to have a lot of folks to show up that morning.
Yep.
Which is fun.
Run down to Walmart, buy the DVD, and set up a TV on the outside and say, here, you can sit down in the street and watch it.
Why not? Yeah.
And unfortunately, the reason why it is so early in the morning, 10 o'clock, is the rental rate of the theater increases as the day gets older.
Yeah.
And so that
was much cheaper.
The one we could afford, being self-funded and all. But it really works into our favor if people are going to be doing the lab cache tour. They're out by noon. They can hit these. They're all in town, and and then be on their way.
Yeah, head home.
But I would think actually the price would go down as the time goes up because you're going to the wine bar.
Exactly. But yeah, in our original plans and the grand thinking of things, we would, if we're having a second showing, we would probably show Vision Quest, the other famous movie from Spokane.
Not the Cutter?
No, not the Cutter. Not that'd be fun, but no.
It was fun. We actually saw Vision Quest. They did a 30th anniversary at the Fox
30th
Theater
anniversary of it.
earlier this year.
Yep.
Matthew Modine was here, the author who
The author of the book
wrote the book and the screenplay.
Professor Gonzaga now.
Yeah, and that was really, it was a lot of fun. So
Yeah.
it was really inspiring because we knew that's what we were doing already, just with different movies.
And it was funny because I'd never seen that movie before, and I always thought it was something different than it was. But we go to this, and the Fox Theater had, concessions, so I'm standing in the concession line to get my drink, and so I started a conversation with the guy I'm standing next to. He's about my age, and I'm saying, geez, have you ever seen this movie before? And he says, oh, yeah. He says it at least 50 times. I'm from a wrestling family, and this is we watch this every year. I said, oh, okay. And so the movie itself was a lot better than I thought it was going to be, because it wasn't what I thought it was. And Matthew Modine was there, of course. So before they showed the film, he's saying, okay, here's what you got to do. If I run by your house, because he's always running in the movie, stand up and cheer. If I run by your business, stand up and cheer. And then after the movie, they had questions and answers. And I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie, but the big climactic wrestling scene at the end, he's wrestling his nemesis that he has to, and his nemesis, picks him up and does one of those full body slams, ought to be outlawed thing, right? And he hits the mat and bounces up, and that's pretty cool. So one of the questions from the audience was, when he picked you up and slammed you down, you bounced. How'd you guys do that? He says, well, he picked me up and slammed me down, and I bounced.
Ouch.
Yeah, they did most of their own stunts in that movie. Yeah.
So, yeah, it was pretty cool.
Impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I didn't realize it at the time, but the house that they lived in for that movie is about a block or two away from the Benny and June house.
Pretty close, yeah.
Pretty close. And there was also a scene filmed at Ferguson's Cafe, where Benny and June was as well. Actually, there's 3 movies filmed at Ferguson's that used Ferguson's as a location. Yeah. It's been a lot of fun researching this and going through this. And, it's the history tour was fun, but this is a different type of fun.
Yeah. And we already have plans for next year as well.
Oh, did your research turn up some new things that you're interested in?
Definitely.
Oh, good for you. Well, I'm sorry. Did you hold something up there as a
pint cup? Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Well, Lisa and JD, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It is 10 o'clock. We better end this before we turn into pumpkins, because that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no. Well, thanks again for having us on. This was fantastic to be able to share about our Geo Tour coming up.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you. And good night, folks.
Okay. Night.